or DPW. And, well, the school district, I have suggested to the council, Councilman Thomas, when he was running, we met at his apartment. And I think it's time to go back and look at the possibility of structurally having the city involved in the schools, structurally, not just depending on a superintendent's good wishes. And I'm suggesting to the council that they create a separate committee for the library and for the schools. If we are consistent with that, we will do well. Now remember, everybody's up in arms about the budget, but remember, the city runs on 26 cents out of every dollar. The school is costing roughly 65 cents out of every dollar. So we don't have the same fervor for most of the budget that requires the most from our taxpayers. And so, but we're together now, and I want to thank the council members again for looking at the situation and seeing the severity of it, the severity of what happens if we don't act, what happens to our bond rating if we don't act, what happened to the reputation of the city if we don't act. And we came to the conclusion that is obvious. We have to act for the good of the people.
Good afternoon. As incoming president of the City Council, it's our job, understanding that we are a legislative body. We can only consider law and pass law. So what comes to us is some ideas that Richard Thomas and I, mostly Richard Thomas, came up with some suggestions going forward to try to reform the system as it stands now. These reforms came up before we understood that we had no power to go beyond what we had already done. We knew that, but we were testing the waters. We found out from our legal department that there was no way we can go beyond what we had already done. So the only thing that can happen now is for us to look to 2014 and start to prepare from day one to make sure that the tax levy on the people of the city of Mount Vernon is the least amount as possible. But I'm going to ask Richard Thomas, who developed this along with the council, to give a couple of ideas in what going forward we can do to try to keep the tax levy as low as possible. Councilman Thomas.
Thank you. We'll be here all night if I did that. So I'm just going to underscore that this is a great day and a great thing to see us come together as colleagues and agree to reform the way we go about doing business for our taxpayers. And next year we're going to begin on a positive note and keep going in the right direction to provide public safety, to provide essential services, and look at how we can strengthen our value proposition from our location to even the school district, enhancing their performance for our residents, because we know that many people leave this town come the 8th grade or the 7th grade. So we want to make sure we turn that dynamic around. But I'm going to turn it back over to Council President Apuzzo, who is going to direct and I guess take questions.
Not before I forgot this Councilwoman Deborah Reynolds, before she has something to say about the the budget this year. I'd like to say, as Chair of Finance for the 2000 year, that it has been a horrific year for the City Council. When it comes to the budget, this is what I do. I reduce the taxes. 2012 in January, when I came in office, I reduced the mayor's taxes of 7.9% to 6.1%. Basically, this council has not finished the job. This is what I'm saying to you today. I believe that we should continue. We have till the first quarter of January to continue to work for the residents and their quality of life. They are asking us, and what they asked us on December 21st is our public meeting, was to continue to reduce the taxes so that they can have some relief. We had not only seniors, But we had young people come to ask us to help them because their houses are being foreclosed upon. They cannot pay the rents that they have right now. Not only when the taxes go up, rents go up as well, and this is something that the community needs to know. Yes, we can talk about increasing revenues next year, but if those revenues are not met, we'll find ourselves in another deficit, a deeper hole. This is what we don't want to do. So increasing revenues, when that happens, we need to carefully look at what we do for the city of Mount Vernon because we don't want to fall into a deficit. Basically, I am happy to be on the city council. I'm happy the people of Mount Vernon elected me to do a good job. I will continue to work with you. If I'm not going to be head of finance next year, which I won't be because Councilman Thomas has been voted in for that position, I will still continue as a finance person to help benefit the residents of the city of Mount Vernon. I still believe that we can continue the first quarter to reduce the budget. We have a lot of things to do. And speaking on the library is a private entity. Mount Vernon residents really should not be funding private entities. They have a 501c3, I've been told. So basically, they are getting some grant money, and they will be able to provide for themselves in the future. Another thing is, they are able to get their own budgets together. They're able to go out and get grants on their own. We should not be funding them. I mean, basically, May 2013, they're going out for vote. My suggestion to this council is if we're going to provide money to the library, the 3.6 million, which we don't, it's not really 3.6 million right now. If we're going to give money to the library, the residents' dollars, we need to say, okay, we can give them half. If they're going out to vote in May, give them up until May and let them provide for themselves further. We can use those tax dollars to continue to reduce the taxes for the residents. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you to all of our council members for their input and their comments today. If anyone has any questions, these council members will be happy to answer. Yes?
Yeah, are there any negative effects of waiting until Wednesday? I think it is to pass the budget. There was some talk of negative effect on bond ratings, a few other things that the mayor mentioned. Will any of those happen by waiting to Wednesday?
No, I don't think so. I think that we just have come to a consensus that this is the best way to go before December 31st and to pass the budget for the new year. And I would like to take this opportunity to wish each and every member, not only of the people that have come in here this afternoon, but to the staff members that work here so diligently each and every day, for the commissioners that work so hard, for the people that come to work with a tremendous effort to keep this city moving in the right direction. The DPW workers that were out for Sandy did an incredible job working tirelessly and never asking for anything. We are a great city. We are a great people, and we can be better if we look towards the future to work together harmoniously. So once again, I wish everyone a very happy, healthy, and blessed New Year's. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah, I was wondering, was there anything specifically that allowed you to come to terms with it today? Because it sounded like things have gotten hung up for the last few weeks, and you're inching closer, and then some kind of resolution occurred. What was it specifically?
And I think that the resolution that we were going to really be strong in structuring the reforms that were brought together by Councilman Thomas and Councilman Edwards. They came to us, the ideas were good, and nobody said anything that they were not good. But to try to put things into a budget right now and put in revenues would have been very irresponsible of this council. But we want the public to know that we are going to be working very diligently towards these reforms.
Have there been any changes in the budget since the Board of Contracts and Estimates signed off on it at all?
Yes, there were, because the mayor had it at 6.65 and the council brought it down to 6.15.
Besides the tax rate?
Yes, that's it.
No, besides the tax rate,
No.
have there been any changes?
No.
No changes in funding, no money moving
No.
around?
Well, yeah, in order to make those, in order to bring the tax rate down, you had to make some, you had to move some money around. So what was specific?
Expenses. Yeah, guys, let me, there was
Why don't you have Tom Terry, Commissioner Terry?
Commissioner Terry, maybe you can assist us in this process, since Commissioner Terry was given all of the numbers to work on this.
So the mayor's travel budget was reduced, or travel budgets were reduced? Which ones?
It's reduced by $2,500. Thank you, Commissioner Terry.
The travel budget by about 5,000 in the mayor's office, reduced 50,000 in 30,000 in my office, reduced 50,000 in the heating, and then there were some other miscellaneous changes that we made. We made a total reduction of about $249,000, which is about 0.5%.
I have a question. You talked about the possibility of furloughs. Are you anticipating opposition from the unions on that?
Yes.
Okay.
And would those furloughs be for 2013 or ahead in 2014?
It'll be for the next budget.
So 14.
We even cut, I believe it was about $2,000 from a Memorial Field celebration. And I'm the only veteran that could have done that. And I felt that $15,000, Memorial Day, thank you. And then, being a veteran, I was able to say, yes, we can do that, because I felt that $15,000 was enough to put on a Memorial Day event.
And let me just further that these cuts that were made, we did spend quite a bit of time going line by line. So with the numbers that we received, if the offices had not spent that money with the numbers that we received, we felt comfortable in reducing those expenses to what we got down to. And that's how we came down to those numbers.
I think we need to educate ourselves. This was a political budget brought on by politics. And it forced us in doing things that I personally don't like. But I do understand that reality. We did some things, and people always talking about cut, cut, cut. You cannot cut your way to prosperity. These things we are going to, the real thing that has to happen is that we have to send a message that this city is working together, because what happens is that brings people in to develop. When people come in to develop, that spreads the tax base, it creates jobs, opportunity, but it also creates a reputation. Now, you can stand up here and holler all you want to about the people. I think everybody here is working for the people. And if you're not working for the people, then you should resign. But no city that has taken away the basic services will survive. If you can't provide the basic services, you will not survive. And you cannot keep borrowing just to get an artificial tax rate. So understand that. We are going to have to hustle day and night to make this work. The more you take away, the lower you make the taxes, the tax rate, the harder it is to deliver the services. It's simple as that, folks. And this is 101. Nobody gets it for nothing. And I'm saying to all of the people out here who are going to jump up and down, how do you expect the city to deliver services when it starts with $5.6 million in the hole, unless we can get money inside? So we are going to have to depend on consultants to get monies in so we can defer the expenses. So if you start cutting out the possibility of you using somebody else to reduce your taxes, then that is short-sighted. So understand, I've been in this game for a long time. And we have to send a clarion call that Mount Vernon is in business, they're working together, and when a project comes in, you will not nickel it, dime it, and politic it so nobody wants to do business here. That's the thing that's going to make the difference. That's the thing that's going to create jobs and opportunity. If we signal that the elected officials are not getting along, it will ratchet down to the community, as it already has done. And you will have an increase in police overtime. The thing that we had to do up at the high school, guess what happened? We had to bring in people from outside, plus that costs a lot of overtime. Everything is connected, folks. So I'm glad we're on the same page, at least most of us. And I hope that this new year will bring even more cooperation. I vow to you that as long as I'm here, that we're going to make sure that the council, we have nothing to hide, we'll make sure that the council is with us every step of the way. Yes?
Will this budget impact the renovation of Memorial Field?
No.
Okay. Those funds have been set
The
aside?
separate funds have been set aside.
Okay.
Any other questions? Ned, you're a little short today. What's up? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming, and a very happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you all.
All right,